Good day, everyone. My name is Esmeria, and I am about to present the first part of Chapter 8, Reflective Practice. Before I proceed with my discussion, allow me to mention gist of the previous chapters of John Leonard's book, Finding the Time for Instructional Leadership. Chapter 6 highlighted the systematic ways on how to successfully implement the VOLT approach. From this chapter, it was also stated that being familiar and knowledgeable about the approaches, strategies, and steps on facilitating the organization of VOLT will help in the process of instructional improvement. Chapter 7 stressed the importance of motivation for school instructional development. Strengthening the school's commitment and passion to achieve their goals will help and drive them to success. In Chapter 8, the schools are encouraged to use reflective practice. The author pointed the importance of closely looking, analyzing, and utilizing the gathered data from experiences, recorded information, and other factors concerning schools' progress. Here are guiding questions that may help us to further understand the concept of reflective practice. What is reflective practice? There are multiple studies and articles about reflective practice. Number of concepts, theories, and models defining and relating to reflective practice were published. These have been the guiding principles of today's educators. Here are some of the views about reflective practice. John Dewey was one of the first to give academic attention to reflective practice. He argued that in formulating concepts, we think the problem out. These reflections are then used to plan actions. This is to test and evaluate our thoughts. For Osterman and Koopmap, reflective practice is a method for experts to improve self-awareness, focusing on the characteristic and the effect of their action. This awareness enables them to gain professional growth and improvement. Most of the definitions have similarities, agreeing that reflective practice is an approach to examine experiences and data. These reflections are then used as a tool for improvement. Many of the educators had long been utilizing and considering the reflective practice. It is agreeable that reflective practice plays an important role for professional and instructional improvement. As McKay cited, reflecting on performance and acting on reflection is a professional imperative. Pre-reflection scenario in Chapter 8 mentioned the Principal Abraham Abimir's experience at Provincial Middle School. He's just like anyone, reflecting both the positive and negative things of the experience or event. Just like Abraham, at most of the time, people tend to focus on the things that have not gone well, reflecting on the things that need to be improved. Abraham got to identify existing problems that need to be fixed and improved at Provincial Middle School. Among these problems is the challenge of motivating teachers to join in reflecting on states and data of the students. Here's the approach that Abraham presented and shared to his staff. First, look at available data. This may include reports, portfolios, and records of the students and the school. Second, understand what it is telling them. Reflect and analyze the gathered information or the available data. Third, learning from it. Using this data and reflections, try to draw solutions and possible alternatives to solve occurring problems. And lastly, creating action plans or individualized learning maps. With the use of your information, or with the use of the gathered information and data, formulate an ideal and realistic plan for the organization's improvement. As Abraham think of the approach, he decided to call one of his mentors, Dr. Hicks. He asked for advice, and Dr. Hicks encouraged Abraham to reflect on things regarding the implementation of the individualized learning maps. The problem may not yet be solved, but Abraham knew with conviction that reflective practice will help in the process of seeking possible solutions and for the improvement of provincial middle school. Just with Abraham's experience, we can draw various ideas and factors to reflect on. Now, try to reflect and answer these questions. How can you facilitate your own reflective practice? In what ways can you encourage others to do reflective practice? The author, John C. Leonard, also mentioned his reflections as school administrator. Rigor, Relevance, and Reflection, as he entitled this section of Chapter 8, focusing on the relevant experiences he had on his journey to becoming instructional leader. He mentioned one of his takeaways from his experience was an understanding that a leader's beliefs and expectation about teaching are critical for school success, and that it was seminal to the person he became as a school leader. The school leader plays an important role in cultivating the values and beliefs of his employees. School leaders influence the teachers in the campus in various ways, including teaching practices, professional development, disciplinary strategies, and working habits. And as time passed by, it is known that influencing, cultivating, and managing schools in 21st century had been more challenging for school leaders. Effective instructional leaders take into consideration the practice of working and supporting the development of not only the school, but as well as the people of the school, all stakeholders included, asking relevant questions about practice, welcoming ideas, and being open to other people's suggestions help in the process of reflecting and planning for school's development. And to be able to reflect on what and should be done, here are the three attendant issues that can be considered and used. First, the facilitation of reflection. Second, the appropriate setting for reflection. Third, reflection-driven catalytic action steps. First, the facilitation of reflection. These include the ways on how to attract the community in significant reflection and conversation. In what way are you going to encourage other people or the stakeholders to participate, to collaborate, to give advice or give suggestions regarding your reflection in school's progress and development? Second is the appropriate setting for reflection. Preparing a conducive environment allows people to comfortably work, think, and reflect. Allotting time for this type of activity will help the community to discuss certain issues and establish a harmonious work environment as everyone is encouraged to participate, open, and suggest for possible solutions. And lastly, reflection-driven catalytic action steps. This includes making small considerations and adjustments on strategies that will aim and continue to improve the school's developmental progress. These changes, factors, or adjustments could result in the success of the instructional improvement. And in the process of achieving the goals and implementing the vote, the principal needs to keep in mind that they have to focus on encouraging the community to be reflective practitioners. As John Leonard stated, the principal success in the engagement of others as a community of reflective practitioners has to be focused on these steps for continued success. Enhance the leader in you. Reflect, learn, and make a move. That will be all for my topic. Thank you.